this audio-only edition of SimWorld today. It's a great day in SimWorld, everybody. You thought I was going to forget the outro. I did not forget about it. I'm B-Ron. Alongside me is Siege. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing wonderful. Another day, beautiful day. I'm just ready to get to it.
Yeah, man. Beautiful day in SimWorld. Let's go ahead and let's jump into it. Not waste any more time with things because we've already done enough of that this morning, shall we? So, look, let's start talking about the SWBA as we always do here, coming down the stretch of the regular season. There's a few things here. Um, the Lakers, man, they look we're back talking about the Lakers again. So, but for good reason, they continue to win. They got their seventh win in their last 8 games last night, with a 128-111 win over the Raptors. LeBron James scores 23 points in that win. Are the Lakers setting up for something, or is this just a win over a struggling Raptors team?
I mean, look, both can be true. Both can be
Yeah,
true. I think
yeah.
the Lakers in their stride a little bit. I think we do need to remember that even though it's the Lakers and not the Heat now, it's not really about the team. LeBron James is the mayor of Toronto. He has been for a long time. He
Not the
owns
mayor of
that city. He
Toronto.
owns that team. I'll reference you back to when LeBron James would tell Raptors players what plays they were about to run.
Uh,
Like he would put players in the right places. He'd say, "No, no, no, you're supposed to be over there." Back when he was in Miami, and they would play them in the playoffs. So yeah, no surprise here. LeBron James is the mayor of Toronto. But that being said, they do look good. They have been looking good. If they can stay healthy and they can kind of keep this up, Anthony Davis can stay where he is, and Austin Reeves can keep producing, and they could be setting up for something. Now, how much that is, I don't know. But what I do know is that LeBron James, I'll say it a third time, is the mayor of Toronto.
yeah, because you mentioned Anthony Davis, and he had a really good game too, along with James' 23 points. Davis had a double double, 21 points and 12 rebounds, and there's been a lot of talk over the years about Anthony Davis's health issues and that kind of stuff. But when he's healthy and when he's playing at a high level, man, like these are the kind of games that you'll get from him, and this is what this team needs, and this is what he needs to, like I said, really be at that high level that we kind of expect him to be at.
I mean, absolutely. I think the Lakers formula is much more simple than a lot of people give it credit for. Um, LeBron James is LeBron James. We know you're gonna get from LeBron James consistency forever. Uh, he's LeBron. When Anthony Davis is healthy and playing well, the Lakers are a threat. That it's really as simple as that. Yes, Austin Reeves is a great player. D'Angelo Russell has his moments and he's a great player. But what really elevates this team to the next level and gives them the ability to be that threat, that team that can beat anybody, is when Anthony Davis is healthy on the court and actually playing hard. So as long as that's happening, this Lakers team could maybe do something.
Yeah, look, I'm excited to see kind of what they do here in the playoffs once we get there because they're 43 and 33 right now, 5 games back in the Pacific from the Clippers. I don't think they'll catch them, but once they get into the playoffs, I think we'll definitely see kind of what they're made of. But on to other news in the SWBA. This one not so much on the court related. This is off the court related, and it involves Rajon Rondo actually. He has announced his retirement after 16 seasons. Now he hasn't played since he was with the Cavaliers back in 2021, 2022. So he's been away for a little bit of time, but now he's officially announced his retirement. He did so through the All the Smoke podcast when he appeared there on Matt Barnes' podcast. Um, 38 years old, had a really great career, all that stuff. Do you think that he's a Hall? Do you think he makes a Hall of Fame?
These Hall of Fame conversations have gotten so convoluted because it's what
Yeah.
makes a Hall of Famer. Is he better than someone who did? Is he worse than
Mm-hmm.
someone who didn't? To me, Rajon Rondo is a Hall of Famer, and to me, again, I'll openly state there's some bias there. Rajon Rondo is one of my favorite point guards, one of my favorite players that I've ever seen play. I love Rajon Rondo's game. I love the way he runs the point guard position. I love his tenacity on defense. I loved watching Rajon Rondo play, and I hated watching the Celtics play, but I loved watching Rajon Rondo play. I think he's a Hall of Famer because when you think about that iconic Celtics team that won that title with the big three, not including Rajon Rondo, um, I've made this point many, many times. But to me, that team doesn't win without Rajon Rondo there. The way he facilitated that team, the way he played defense, that offense doesn't look the way it looks without Rajon Rondo. Yes, they had Paul Pierce, who's an amazing scorer. Yes, they had Ray Allen, who's a great shooter. Yes, they had Kevin Garnett, who was a force. But the one facilitating that whole offense and kind of being a secondary anchor on defense, or I won't even say secondary, I'll say he was the perimeter anchor while Kevin Garnett was, locking down the paint as he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Was Rajon Rondo, and I think, and I've had people scoff at me, tell me this is such a bold statement to make, but I think the player who, if you took them off of that team, it would hurt that team the most was Rajon Rondo. Um, so to me, Rajon Rondo is a Hall of Famer. I think he has the accolades, the stats. He wasn't quite the triple double machine that Russell Westbrook was, but we saw quite a few triple doubles from the guy. Great rebounding. I could go on for a while about Rajon Rondo, but the short answer is yes. I think he's a Hall of Famer.
That's fair. I like it. I like it, Siege. So look, yeah, you mentioned a lot of good things there about Rondo, obviously, and I'm gonna give you some more numbers here. He led the SWBA in steals per game in 2009, 2010, and in assists per game in 2011, 2012. He so he was the all defensive team 4 times. You mentioned the titles he won with the Celtics, and he also won one with the Lakers in 2020. Um, he averaged 9.8 points, 7.9 assists, 4.5 rebounds, 1.6 steals in 957 career games, with all teams he played for: Celtics, Mavericks, Kings, Bulls, Pelicans, Lakers, Hawks, Clippers, Cavs. We've been around for a long time, obviously, 16 seasons in the league. So I don't know who. I guess it would depend on who's in the classes. That he's competing against in terms of
Right.
who gets in and that kind of stuff. But so I think for me, that's what it would all depend on for if he gets in or not. Do I think he should get in? Yeah, but I think it depends on who he's going up against in that regard. But
That's a good point. That's a
yeah,
good point.
yeah. Let's switch gears. Switch gears though, and go over to the SWLB because we gotta talk some baseball again this morning, Siege. I hope you don't mind. All
I'll do it.
right. So look, Bryce Harper, man, he and the Phillies, they had a phenomenal game yesterday, beating the Reds 9-4, and Bryce Harper was a big part of that. Bryce Harper started out the season 0 for 11, and his first 3 hits of the season were all home runs, including a grand slam. And the Phillies beat the Reds, like I said, 9-4 last night. That talk about a way to start your season off and completely, swing it the other direction. Insane.
I mean, you got a great way to start your season there. Look, be Ron, I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest SWLB buff, but a name I know is Bryce Harper, and I know him because he only hits dingers, and we saw it last night. 3 homers. Wow, I believe the last one grand slam.
Yeah.
Dude's a monster. Dude's a monster. He's the kind of baseball player who makes you question if all baseball players are using PEDs because he's such a monster. Again, only hits dingers. That's all I know about Bryce Harper. The guy's a monster. So great way to start your season. And a 9-4 win, you can't complain. You can't complain there.
No, you sure can't. And also, this was his 26th multi-homer game, his second career 3-homer
Jeez.
game, and it was his career best in a game, 6 RBIs too. So he, like I said, monster game from Bryce Harper. And if there is one name you should recognize, it's Bryce Harper. In all honesty, he's definitely come along in his career from his time with the Nationals to now with the Phillies. He's done a lot of great work over his career. So to see him continue it here for the Phillies at 31 is impressive. I just remember him being, was like 18 years old and getting drafted and kind of coming into the league. So it feels like he hasn't been around for that long, but he kind of has when you think about it in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things. Um, switching to a interleague game yesterday though, the Angels and Marlins. Tyler Anderson started for the Angels in that game yesterday. It's a really good game. 7 scoreless innings yesterday. Aaron Hicks homered for the Angels, and they won that game 3-1 yesterday. And they sent the Marlins to the worst start in franchise history at 0-6. This is a concerning start for the Marlins, but again, long season. 162 games to play in regular season, but still 0-6, not the greatest of starts.
No, not the way that you want to start off your year in any sport, winless for 6 games. But like you said, 162 game for all we know, they could go 156-6. Likely not, but you never know.
Yeah.
So there's always a chance to turn things around early in the season. And you went up against a guy who pitched 7 shutout innings. What are you gonna do? That being said, you play a part in him pitching that many shutout innings. You should have hit the ball. But that's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Again, early in the season. I don't know if the Marlins are really, contenders are going to do anything or not. But morale wise, you want to kind of juice it up a little bit. At least put butts in the seats in your stands. So we'll see how they adjust.
Yeah. I don't think the Marlins are contenders this year, and I don't think they will be for a while. But they did get a home run from Brian De La Cruz, so they didn't get shut out at all in the game. But still, like you said, rough start. We'll see what happens though. But look, let's get into some SimWorld prep talk here to end the show. I know you are familiar with the game cut start bench cut, yeah.
I love it.
So we're not gonna do that today, but I want to take it a different direction. It's related, I think, and we'll see how it works. But let me say over you first. Beast of the East, they're on their longest win streak right now, 9 in a row. This is the longest win streak currently going in SimWorld Prep. They haven't lost since February 1st to SimWorld Europe, which was a 76-69 loss. Last month, the longest win streak in prep history with Philadelphia Elite getting to 12 games. Question for you, and where the game comes into play here. For Beasts of the East, do they not match, do they tie, or do they break Philadelphia's 12-game win streak? I don't know if that came off right, but we'll see. What you think?
I'm gonna go. I'm thinking through it here. I know that they've got Southeast Select next,
Yeah.
I
Do you want their next
believe.
couple of games on the schedule? If that'll help.
I know that. Yeah. Give me the two after that.
So they've got SimWorld South America on. Oh wait, hang on, last game of the month. Sorry, yeah, Saudi Select first. Then they've got Bad Boys, SimWorld South Africa, Philadelphia, and then SimWorld South America to end the month. They're at 9 right now.
So Philadelphia is their third game coming up. So in theory,
Philadelphia's their 4th game after SimWorld South
okay, so
Africa.
they'll have to beat. They would have to, in theory, beat Philadelphia to beat Philadelphia's win streak. No, I think Philadelphia will keep that from happening.
So
I'm
you
just gonna
see
cause
that
some
they
beef here,
tie it.
Coach Drayton. If you're out here listening, Coach Drayton, I think that you can't do what Coach Drees did in a 12-game win streak, and if you can, I don't think that you can beat it.
If they have
That's
to
a
beat
that's
Philadelphia
that's
to
an
do
official
it,
call out.
yeah. If they have to beat Philadelphia to do it, I man, that's tough. Like that's such a story. I love that. First of all, I love that storyline I have here going. I don't know, man. Uh, Southeast has been playing Southeast like they've been playing really well. I don't know if they get past them
Yeah.
honestly.
And I was thinking that I didn't want to say they for sure won't because that game's going to be a great game. but could go
They are
either way.
home.
It just depends. Yeah, they're both really really good teams playing really really well right now. But Southeast Select is the kind of team that would have a chance to bring them down. But yeah, that I'll tell you what, regardless of whether they do or not, when it comes to that Philadelphia game, I will be tuned in.
Yeah.
So that's
So
all I
you
know.
think so you think they'll tie the streak, but they won't break it?
You know what? Yeah, let's go with that. I'll take that as my official prediction. They'll tie the streak, and Philadelphia will halt them before they're able to beat the streak.
Okay, sounds good to me. We've gone over time. Producers in our ear, we gotta go. Steve, thank you for joining me here on SimWorld today. Remember, you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can know. Hit the bell so you can know when all of our shows, streams, and things go live for you all here on SimWorld TV. And until tomorrow, you guys, Marshall will be back on the show tomorrow, so you won't hear me anymore until maybe Monday. But until tomorrow, guys, remember, SimWorld is the only place where you can see the game, be the game. We'll see you tomorrow.